Transfer news, gossip, deal and rumours including the latest on Liverpool's battle to keep Barcelona target Philippe Coutinho in the latest Chelsea, Man United and Arsenal gossip. Transfer news, live, deals, gossip and rumours as they break throughout the day. 2 a.m. Frank Lampard has claimed Chelsea might have been forced to sell Nemanja Matic to Manchester United. The Serbia international's move to United sent shockwaves through the Premier League, with many surprised to see Chelsea let one of their stars from last season join a title rival. But Blues legend Lampard believes there may be to the deal that has been let on so far. I heard whispers at the back end of last season that he wanted to go, and even if the club cannot come out and say too much about that, maybe there was an element of that in play here when this deal went through. You get the feeling that Chelsea didn't really want Matic to go, but players can push for a move at times, and that is why this deal feels different compared to Petr Cech's move from Chelsea to Arsenal a couple of years back. 12:25 a.m. Arsene Wenger admits Arsenal are not in the hunt to sign Riyad Mahrez from Leicester. Arsenal were thought to be considering a move for the Algeria international as a backup option to Thomas Lemar. But Wenger insists he can't fit Mahrez into his Arsenal team as he has too many similar players. We were never close. I rate him as a player, but we have similar types with Alex, Iwobi and Jack Wilshere back, Wenger said. Transfer news, live, deals, gossip and rumours as they break throughout the day. 11:30 p.m. Arsene Wenger has told Antonio Conte to consider looking closer to home, with the Chelsea boss wanting to sign more players. Conte has been vocal about his displeasure with Chelsea's transfer business this summer and believes his squad is too small. But Wenger aimed a thinly veiled dig at the Blues boss by hinting at Chelsea's loan system. I have sympathy for him, Wenger said. But do I feel sorry for Chelsea as they don't have enough problems? Then no. If you look at the number of players on loan, they can call a few back. 10:30 p.m. Juventus have stepped up their attempts to sign Emre Can from Liverpool, according to reports. The Germany international has just under 1 year left on his contract at Anfield and has supposedly turned down the offer of a new deal. And Italian newspaper Gazzetta dello Sport claim Juventus are ready to offer £23 million to sign Can, although Liverpool value the midfielder closer to £27 million. 8:25 p.m. Mark Lawrenson thinks Liverpool could choose to sign a striker if they sell Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona. I think Liverpool would try to adapt by buying a similar player, attacking midfielder, a number 10, Lawrenson told the BBC. Or Klopp might go and splash out on a striker, but everyone is looking for those sort of players who provide that bit of magic. 7:30 p.m. Phil Neville has told Liverpool to sell Philippe Coutinho and replace him with Chelsea striker Diego Costa. He said on Sky Sports, I think he is good enough for Barcelona. I think he's got the characteristics, skill and technique to fit in there with their tiki-taka style. But I think for a Jurgen Klopp-type side, and I saw it last season, did they miss that much when he was out? I know he scored 14 goals. I think if they got €100 million and reinvested it, say bought Diego Costa, somebody like that, I think that would give them a better chance of winning the league than probably having Coutinho in the side. 6 p.m. Steven Gerrard thinks Virgil van Dijk would be a quality signing for Liverpool. I think he's an amazing player. He would strengthen any team in the league, for sure, he told BT Sport. From what I've seen at Celtic, from what I've seen at Southampton, I was actually hoping we'd come in with a bid from him when he came from Celtic. It was no surprise to me that he set to world alight at Southampton, and you can understand why the fee is going to be huge if he eventually gets his transfer over the line. You think of all of the top 6 teams, he would make them all better. 5:10 p.m. Jose Mourinho is open to agreeing a swap deal with Tottenham for Danny Rose. The England international has revealed his desire to move back north, hinting at a move to Manchester United or Manchester City. Rose, 27, wants to win trophies and could quit Spurs for a move to a Premier League rival. And according to the Daily Record, Mourinho is desperate to sign a new left-back this summer. They say the United boss is frustrated with Luke Shaw's attitude and he could be used in a swap deal to land Rouse. Timfosu Mensah has completed a one-year loan deal from Manchester United to Crystal Palace. On joining the ranks at Selhurst Park, he said, "The manager spoke to me about coming down to join Crystal Palace and it was clear that he wanted me to be part of his squad, which as a player gives you a great feeling straight away. I must now repay that back by putting in some good performances for the club. I am only 19 years old and still have a lot to learn, and therefore getting the opportunity to playing more games on a regular basis will help my development." 4:05 p.m. Liverpool's owners have approved the sale of Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona, according to sensational claims in Spain. The Reds turned down a mega £90 million offer from Barca last night. Star Sport have been told Liverpool have no interest in doing a deal and consider the case closed. But the Spanish press say the Nou Camp club haven't given up on landing Coutinho. As report Liverpool's American owners, the Fenway Sports Group, has given approval for the Brazilian star to be sold. The Spanish newspaper say a fee of €100 million, £90 million, plus a further €20 million, £18 million, in add-ons is acceptable to the club, despite last night's failed bid. 3:25 p.m. Sergi Roberto is odds-on to make a switch from Barcelona to Chelsea this summer. BetStar's director of trading Ian Marmion said, "Chelsea have identified Barcelona's Sergi Roberto as their top transfer target this summer as they look to add depth to their squad before the transfer window closes." The 25-year-old Spaniard is high on Antonio Conte's transfer wish list, and his versatility to operate as a midfielder and wing-back will no doubt appeal to the Blues manager, who wants to strengthen in both positions. The Spanish international, who was used primarily as a wing-back at the Nou Camp last season, could be enticed by the prospect of a starting spot in his preferred position as a holding midfielder at Stamford Bridge this season, and is priced at $8.11 to make the swap. 2:45 p.m. Barcelona are not giving up on Philippe Coutinho and want a deal done for the Liverpool star by Sunday. That's despite Liverpool rejecting their latest £90 million offer last night. Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo say that's not put off Barcelona. They're still desperate to get Coutinho by Sunday, when fierce rivals Real Madrid are at the Nou Camp in the first leg on the Spanish Super Cup. 2:25 p.m. Lucas Liverpool exit this summer could have a bigger impact than previously thought. The midfielder joined Lazio earlier this summer, and former Red Neil Mellor thinks his influence is a big loss. He said, "He's been offered by a club which we've seen before. Luis Suarez has gone there. Mascherano is another player Liverpool have lost. South Americans going over to Barcelona. It's a big attraction for them. And he's lost his mate in the dressing room, Lucas. Lucas was a big influence in that dressing room, with the likes of Coutinho and Firmino. It's going to be a big pressure now on Coutinho. Do you want to stay at Liverpool or not?" 1:55 p.m. Liverpool are yet to launch a bid for Gremio ace Luan and must act quick if they want to land him. But Gremio Vice President Odorico Roman insists he's heard nothing from Klopp and Co. Asked about Liverpool's reported interest, Roman said, "I do not know of any other proposal. We had two firm approaches, from Sampdoria and Spartak. They were made, but Luan remains as a Gremio player at the moment." 1:30 p.m. Sajoria has agreed a 5-year deal with Manchester United ahead of his potential move to Old Trafford. Paris Saint-Germain defender Aurier has emerged as a target for both United and Chelsea in recent weeks. French reporter Loïc Danzy, who works for Goal France and Eurosport, claims Aurier's move to Manchester is now edging closer. It is said that the defender has reached a provisional 5-year contract agreement with the Red Devils. 12:55 p.m. Juventus have joined Man United and Chelsea in the chase for Sergi Roberto. Earlier this week, Antonio Conte asked Chelsea's board to inquire with Barcelona over Roberto's availability, according to Spanish newspaper Sport. And they add Juventus are now set to launch a bid for the 25-year-old. who has a release clause of £36 million. 12:40 p.m. Liverpool's owners FSG have approved a £90 million plus add-ons sale of Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona. That's the stunning claim of Spanish newspaper AS. 12:10 p.m. Manchester United believe an eye-watering £500,000 a week contract would tempt Gareth Bale to Old Trafford. Jose Mourinho this week insisted that United would not go after the Real Madrid superstar in the final weeks of the transfer window. But the Sun say Mourinho has told his club to pursue a £100 million deal behind closed doors, and it is said that the special one is convinced the offer of mammoth wages could lure the 28-year-old away from Spain. 11:25 a.m. RB Leipzig have suggested that this season could be Naby Keita's last with the club. Liverpool have been trying to land the 22-year-old for several months but have failed to do so despite tabling a mammoth £75 million bid for him. Keita can trigger a £50 million release clause in his current contract next year, a fee that will likely attract several potential suitors. It will be pretty tough to keep him here, sporting director Ralf Rangnick admits. 11:10 a.m. Brighton have agreed terms with Belgian side Club Brugge for Colombian international winger Jose Izquierdo. The Seagulls will smash their transfer record for the third time with the 25-year-old set to have a medical in the next 24 hours. 10:45 a.m. Arsenal and Liverpool are both planning bids for Luan, according to reports in Brazil this morning. Gremio forward Luan had looked set for a move to Spartak Moscow on Tuesday, after a fee of £18 million was agreed. But according to Brazilian paper Zero Hora, that deal has now fallen through with Arsenal and Liverpool now preparing to launch bids for the 24-year-old. 10:10 a.m. Philippe Coutinho has not made an official transfer request, because he doesn't want to make the club angry. Liverpool are desperate to keep the Brazilian this summer despite Barcelona's desire to snap him up. The Reds turned down a £90 million bid from the Spanish side last night and now consider the case closed. Italian journalist Tancredi Palmieri wrote on Twitter, on Coutinho asking to be freed, "It's not official transfer request. The player knows that official act would make Liverpool even angrier." 9:40 a.m. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain wants £120,000 a week to sign a new Arsenal contract. Oxlade-Chamberlain is in the final year of his contract at Arsenal. Star Sport understand Arsenal have made an offer to the England international, but their pitch falls short of his desired £120,000 a week wage packet. 9:20 a.m. Chelsea youngster Lewis Baker is reportedly on the way to Middlesbrough. According to the Northern Echo, Baker is poised to sign for Middlesbrough on loan. The newspaper claimed the 22-year-old will link up with the Teessiders until 2019. 8:45 a.m. Dele Alli would be up for a move to Chelsea, according to Dean Saunders. Asked for who could strengthen the Chelsea squad, Saunders said on TalkSport, "Dele Alli, and I think he would move to Chelsea. Then there's Virgil van Dijk and Harry Kane." 8:15 a.m. Liverpool will already be working on a replacement for Philippe Coutinho. That's the verdict of pundit Steve Cotterill. He said, "I'd be very, very surprised if Jurgen Klopp and his recruitment staff behind closed doors are not already speaking about his replacement. They are just buying time here, I feel sure about that." Arsene Wenger says he doesn't want to sell the England midfielder, but the Blues are ready to test his resolve. 7:15 a.m. Chelsea could reportedly have a clear run at Valencia star Joao Cancelo. According to the Telegraph, Tottenham are not actively pursuing Cancelo's signature. Hoffenheim's Jeremy Tolyan is apparently considered a more realistic target by Tottenham than Cancelo. 4 a.m. Newcastle have snapped up Kennedy on a season-long loan from Chelsea. Kennedy hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons earlier this summer after posting an offensive video on social media during Chelsea's pre-season tour of China. The Brazil U20 international was swiftly sent home and Chelsea were forced to apologize for his behavior. And the Mirror claim Kennedy will not be playing at Stamford Bridge this season, with Newcastle moving in to offer him first-team action. 2 a.m. Manchester United have opened talks with Zlatan Ibrahimovic over offering him a new contract at Old Trafford. Ibrahimovic was released by United at the end of last season after suffering a serious knee injury that is likely to keep him out of action until the new year. But United are prepared to bring him back, according to the Daily Mail, and the 35-year-old is keen on a return. 12:50 a.m. Danny Rose has given an explosive interview in which he demands Tottenham to make more signings and also states his intention to move up north, although stops short of saying he wants to quit. Rose has been out injured for the past 6 months but clearly has had time to think about his future and hints in order to achieve his dream of winning more trophies, he will have to return back up north. Time is running out and I do want to win trophies, Rose told The Sun. I don't want to play football for 15 years and not have one trophy or one medal. Sorry, that's not what I am about. I wouldn't be happy with that. I want to win something. I will say this too, I will play up north. I don't know exactly when, but I will get back up north and play some football somewhere. 12:05 a.m. Liverpool have been told to make a bid for Diego Costa should Philippe Coutinho leave to join Barcelona. The Reds rejected a £90 million from Barcelona for the Brazil international last night, but reports in Spain suggest a deal is close to being completed. But former Manchester United star Phil Neville believes Liverpool would have a better chance of winning the title if they decide to sell Coutinho and buy someone like Diego Costa. I think if they got £100 million, reinvested and say bought Diego Costa or someone like that, Neville said, that would give them a better chance of winning the league than probably having Coutinho in the side. 10:10 p.m. Liverpool have snubbed a £90 million bid for Philippe Coutinho from Barcelona. The COP rejected the offer out of hand, insisting that the Brazilian will not leave this summer. This second bidder saw a large increase on their £72 million opening proposal. Jurgen Klopp has been adamant about his position all summer and it appears Coutinho will have to take action if he wants to leave. Reports claim he has asked to leave, but he is not thought to want to go to war with the club.